evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, isn't this a party? As many of you know, I'm very involved in the city, and I really didn't know too much about CLEF. But once I got involved with this group and have served on this committee, it is an amazing organization that does amazing things for our community and supports our police department. So I've been very honored to serve with them, and I already signed up for next year, so I must have had a good time. So I would like to introduce the woman of the hour, Sharon Daniel.
Hi everyone, I'm Sharon. I'm on the board for CLEF, and I also am the event chair for this year, as you've already figured out. I could be here all night thanking everybody that made this happen, from everyone on the committee, everyone at the police department, everyone in the community that donated a silent auction item or sponsored the event, or those of you that are here tonight attending the event. But I have a couple of people that I really like to call out especially. One is my sister, Ann Bueno. Put this whole silent auction together. This is her first year of doing an auction or even participating in an event of this level. And she managed to bring in over $24,000 worth of donations. Who has been my co-chair, but we've also formed a new friendship, which is more important than anything, which is wonderful. She kept me sane during this whole process. It's been kind of trying and confusing at times, but we've managed to pull it all off. And she was at my house. I got home late last night. She came to my house at 9:30 and we sat until midnight putting the tables together. So it's definitely been wonderful. Third, I would like to thank Bruce Dudley. He is here from Morgan Hill PD. We have a video that we're going to show later on, and he put hundreds of hours into filming and editing and making it just perfect for you here tonight. And then lastly, I would like to thank Chief Swing and the whole Morgan Hill Police Department for their support and commitment of CLEF. It's a two-way street. We need them, we help them. And without them, we wouldn't have a cause and we wouldn't be a success. We're all here tonight to support the police department. But over the last couple days, my sister and I have been dealing with something personally challenging. We had a family emergency that happened at the last minute, in the middle of all this, with all the last minute details. And it was just amazing. I lost track of how many people contacted me yesterday to find out what they could do to help us pull it all together for you here tonight. And it just goes to say what this community really is. And while we're here to support the police department, we're really here about this community, and it's obvious that all of you care about Morgan Hill. And that's really what this is all about. So I would like to thank everyone for attending tonight. Hope you have a wonderful evening. But one thing before we go, not only is this the Cops and Robbers Ball, but it's a special night for a special friend of mine. Bruce Dudley's birthday is today. So I was hoping that everybody would help me in singing happy birthday to Bruce.
Bruce, you should stand up. Let's all admire Bruce's mustache. Beautiful head and his beautiful persona. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bruce. Happy birthday to you. Wait, Sharon, before we leave. Somebody taller than me wants the microphone. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, how are you? Again, thank you very much for coming to our second annual Cops and Robbers Ball. My name is Craig Van Kulen, last year's chair and past president. I think as you all understand and know if you participated in the committee this year, Sharon is the hub of the wheel of CLEF, makes CLEF go. And on behalf of the CLEF board and the CLEF committee, we'd like to thank Sharon for all of her hard work, dug juices as usual. And thank you so much.
Couldn't have a better woman. Atta girl. Thank you, ladies. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce the president of CLEF, James Keene, man who's put a lot of time and effort into all this. Here he goes. James Keene.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for coming tonight. It's an honor to be up here to be this year's president. I'm up here to just tell a little bit about the foundation. We are a nonprofit. We're all here to help with the police department. If you open to the back page of tonight's brochure, or whatever this is called, you'll see a list. The program. Thank you, Leah. You're there to help me. You see on the back page there's a list of, I don't know, 30 items. The total on this list since 2008 is about $117,865. That's all money that's been raised. Second annual Cops and Robert Ball, Sharon Hyder, thank you. Sharon Daniels and the early group of the CLEF board would go to all the events downtown, and $1 a wheel, spin wheels. We did that for many, many events, and that's where all this money goes to, all these tools. And I don't want to steal any thunder. I think we're going to see some of the stuff. You saw the LPR system outside, the license plate recognition, the Optic radar. You can see in the dark. Help the police officers with that. So that's all I really have. I want to cut this short because the auction here I think is going to end here in a few minutes, and we want everyone a chance to put some more money on the table. So thank you very much.
Public safety is the bedrock of any community. It really is. It doesn't matter if you have the best libraries, the best streets, the best roads, the best council, the best water filtration plants, if somebody's carjacking you. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Your immediate thought is, why? And now, just to take it down to a personal level, 3 weeks ago, my son in Arizona, in Tempe, Arizona, was held up at gunpoint and mugged. Look, I don't mind if somebody takes his iPhone and his wallet and his watch. I mean, that's probably $33 total. But they had him kneel, face a wall in an alley, and pull his shirt over his head. At which point, he was convinced that he was going to die. This doesn't happen to people like me or my son or people in Morgan Hill. But it can, and crime has touched all of us at some point, somewhere. So that put me from big-time believer in CLEF and the MHPD, and especially Chief Swing's leadership, to just an all-in true believer, right? That we need to make sure that we support these folks whatever they need. So anyway, with that, I'd like to introduce one of my best friends, one of the guys who I really respect the most, someone whose vision and leadership has really transformed this community. Let's give a big hand for David Swing, Chief of Police.
Doug, thank you. That was a very kind introduction, very heartfelt, and I appreciate those words. And the feelings of respect are certainly mutual, and I appreciate and value your friendship. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm not going to dance. That would clear the room faster than anyone here. All right. So I'm here tonight to talk a little bit about the contributions that CLEF has made to the police department and what that looks like to us in an operational level, and how we fight crime, apprehend offenders, and improve the quality of life here at Morgan Hill. And so I just want to touch on a couple of the contributions that Clef has made. As James Keene mentioned, there's a whole host of them in the back of the program. But in 2008, Clef reinvigorated our K-9 program, and that was a huge asset and has continued to be an asset for us and will be going forward. But recently in 2012, I came to Clef with an idea, and that was to implement a new program, a new style of policing using predictive analytics. And those in the business world may be familiar with it. It talks about using computer science, but it basically predicts where crime is likely to occur. And we didn't have the funds for this program in our general budget because it was new. We hadn't presented it to council. So I went to Clef and said, hey, I need about $6,000 to implement this program. And Clef said, let's write a check. There was no problem at all. And so with Clef's support and the support and creativity of our police department and the willingness to try a new style of policing, we implemented it. And it has found to be a great success for officers in patrol. So that's just one area where Clef has had a huge impact for the police department. Another area is through a license plate reader technology. Clef has purchased 2 what we call LPRs, license plate readers, to be deployed in Morgan Hill. And they have done just amazing things as it relates to finding stolen vehicles and wanted persons and things of that nature. Also helped us with investigation. But what Clef may not even know is that that impact is far-reaching. It reaches far beyond even Morgan Hill. For about a month or 2 months ago now, 2 officers were shot and killed in Santa Cruz, city of Santa Cruz. Many of us here probably recall that. A day or so after that, or maybe even before that, I don't recall when, but we got a phone call at Morgan Hill from Santa Cruz Police Department asking us to help with their investigation. They needed an LPR card to send to Santa Cruz to scan the neighborhood. It's a common tactic used in major crime investigations. So we willingly and honorably sent an officer in our car over there to help with their investigation. Now that may seem like a small piece, but frankly, for us to be able to help in a situation, in a tragedy such as that, from a small town like Morgan Hill, it wasn't San Jose, it wasn't a larger city, it was us here at Morgan Hill. And we had those resources available to us because of the generosity of Clef and the people in our community at Morgan Hill that had donated so graciously to the foundation that allowed us to have that resource available. Another area that Clef makes a difference for us every year is they support our volunteer and policing program, who we're going to honor some of our VIPs tonight. We'll have a chance to meet them. And they also support our Parent Project. The Parent Project is a nationally recognized evidence-based program that is designed to help parents who are struggling with at-risk kids or kids that are exhibiting at-risk or truant-type behaviors in the home. And it helps to fund that program to help provide the parents the tools they need to help turn the lives around of their children who are going through a difficult time in the teenage years, as we all know how difficult that can be. Those of us that were teenagers recently, Doug, or that have teenagers in the home. So,
we're out.
So a sneak peek in 2013. One of the great things that our department has done in the last 2 years is done a tremendous job of engaging the community. And events like this are just one example of that. It is our desire now and our goal to better engage the community through our follow-up, consistent follow-up, and timely response to victims of crime. Right now, when someone's a crime victim, we send our officers out there, and we by the way, Doug, in your case involving your son, we would have been there in about less than 4 minutes and 48 seconds, which is one of the fastest response times for Priority 1 calls. And in 3 out of 4 of those robberies or violent crimes, we make an arrest. By the way, the national average for a city our size is 49%. We're at 76%. So we're obviously... we bring justice to victims on a more frequent basis, which is essential to be successful and build trust and confidence. But one of the things that we want to do next year is advance our technology to have an automated system that allows us to follow up with victims of crime consistently and timely through the use of email. And it's all done seamlessly behind the scenes. I'm not going to get into the details and let us all fall asleep. But know that it is one of the missions that we have to better engage the community, to better respond to the community's needs. So with that, again, I want to thank the CLEF board for their continued support of our police department. I want to thank each and every one of you who are here tonight for your support of the police department, of the community at large. Your participation makes a difference. Just by showing up tonight, you've helped our foundation. Thank you very much. And then finally, no remarks tonight would be complete without, again, thanking Sharon Daniel for the huge heavy lifting that she has done. Although she's not here, she stepped out, she snuck back in, but she stepped out to do more work tonight because you just can't do enough work for this event. But Sharon, it would not be possible without your hard work and dedication. So now let's get to the fun of the night. Let's get to the presentation of some awards. So if I could please ask some dignitaries to join me up on the stage. Mayor Tate, Brandy Garcia from Assembly Alejo's office, and I left my notes of who else I'm supposed to invite up here. So if you know you're supposed to be up here, please join me up here. Mike Donahue, thank you very much. So our VIPs do a tremendous amount for us. They help us out with vehicle abatement, some animal control. They work in the office processing applicants for fingerprinting. We do vacation checks. If you're on vacation, you can sign up for a vacation check, and our VIPs will actually check on your home while you're away to ensure that it's still secure. If you live in the city of Morgan Hill, so I see Roger Malik in the front here. Sorry, Roger, it's in the city only, not in the county. But we'll do what we can. But the good news is that our VIPs do a tremendous amount. And this year, our Community Law Enforcement Foundation chose to honor Mark Darnell, Steve Balbo, and Mike Kleisico. Mark was an original member, and he's our lead VIP. He helps coordinate the program. He has a full-time job in San Jose, where he gets there about 4 o'clock in the morning, then comes to Morgan Hill to work a few hours after work, day in and day out. And Mark, it is a great honor of mine to present to you the Public Safety Award. And I thank you deeply for your dedication and everything you've done for the police department. Our next recipient is Steve Balbo. Steve completed our Citizens Police Academy with Mark, one of our inaugural Citizens Academy, and then quickly joined the VIP program. Steve spends a lot of time at the police department working our live scan machine. In fact, I would suggest that Steve probably knows how to use the live scan machine better than some people at the department who are there on a more frequent basis. Because he has such frequency of use that he can probably troubleshoot it when it breaks. But Steve also does a tremendous job, as do all three of these distinguished gentlemen, volunteering at a moment's notice. You may recall we had a SWAT call out a few weeks ago on Monterey Road, and Steve was there in the middle of the day, responded down promptly to help set up a traffic control post to ensure traffic can drive through our tactical scene. And so again, Steve has done just a yeoman's effort for us, both inside the police department and also out in the field. And Steve, is with great pleasure of mine to present to you the Public Safety Award. And I thank you greatly for your volunteerism and the work you've done for the police department over the last 18 months. Thank you very much. And then next up is Mike Kleisico. Mike has joined the Citizens Academy through our second class, and then again promptly joined our volunteer and policing program. Mike comes to us from the high-tech world. He spent some time working in the high-tech field prior to deciding to retire, and spent his time volunteering and giving back. And for Mike, volunteering for one group isn't sufficient for him, because he also spends time volunteering at Stanford at the hospital, helping out in different ways at Stanford Hospital. So he really is, has a philanthropic heart, a heart of generosity, and works, volunteers in many different capacities. I attended the Holiday Lights Parade sponsored by our Kiwanis Club this last year. And one of the cars had just come back from the shop and it wasn't quite fixed right. And so I was talking to Mike about it and just expressing, how does that happen? And Mike is a veteran, he's a Navy man. And Mike shared something that his skipper, as he said, once told him. And he says the difference between good and excellent is about 10 seconds of attention to detail. So Mike provides his insights not just through his volunteerism and through his hard work and dedication, but also through his years of experience in the technology field and serving our country and sharing his insights with us freely with respect and tact. So Mike, it is my great pleasure to give you Gentlemen, it doesn't end here. We have some other folks who are equally as impressed with your contributions to Morgan Hill. And I'd like to go over to Mayor Tate, and he has a city proclamation for you.
Well, just to add my thank you for your volunteerism. This is a fantastic evening. It's a fantastic organization, Clef. You've done a fantastic job, and we really appreciate it. And thank you for all your service. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Steve, another Steve. I like your tie, too.
Just to hope you can edit me out a lot of that footage.
Hi, I'm Brandy from the Assembly Member Lane's office. On behalf of the Assembly Member, I'd like to thank you for your service, and I have some certificates here to present to each one of you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Donahoe with Supervisor Dave Cortese's office. Supervisor Wasserman couldn't be here, but the entire Board of Supervisors recognizes the work of volunteers and what a great job they do, as well as the City of Morgan Hill. So on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, I'd like to present these to all the recipients. Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, unfortunately Senator Bonding couldn't be here this evening, or the staff, but Councilman Believers was contacted his office, and he was very gracious to send a Senate recognition also for each of you for your work and dedication. So I'd like to give that to you, and then I have one final thing before I turn back to Doug Moffitt. And then a little bit of hardware to add to your stuff. At Morgan Hill, we have a challenge coin. And our challenge coin is given to members of our organization or members of the community who exemplify our core values of integrity, safety, respect, pride, professionalism, teamwork, and innovation. And so for Mike, Mark, and Steve, for the way you have exemplified our core values in your time with Morgan Hill, whether it be from pride, professionalism, teamwork, innovation with the new things you've done with our VIP program, whatever the case may be, you throughout your character and your core, you have exemplified our core values. And so I'd like to give you a small token of my gratitude and thank you for the challenge coin for the work that you have done. Thank you so much.
you.